In this video, the Kailh Speed Gold clicky switch. Is it a super annoying clicky switch? Is it speedy? Actually good for gaming? If you're ready to gold, let's find out. So there are only two switch details that you really need to know before we get into the sound test, and I'll give you my final review and my opinions at the very end of the video. Number one, how they make a click, and number two, how they are a speed switch. Let's talk about the click mechanisms here. Why won't my freaking camera turn? There we go. So, Cherry Blues, Gateron Blues, Otomu Blues, all the normal blue and green switches, they have a click jacket. I have no idea how a click jacket works. If you know, please comment below this video and inform us. I've tried to do some research and I kind of came up blank. It's the normal clicky switch. It's called a click jacket. I don't know how they work. That's what these switches have too. Compare this to the other Kailh box clicky switches, like the Kailh box Jades, Kailh box Pinks, which are like the best clicky switches in my opinion. Navies, pale blues, all that sort of stuff. Those have click bars. These have click jackets. The other ones have click bars. I feel like there's a joke to be added in here somewhere, but I don't know what it is. The point is, click bars are genuinely understood to be actually really great clicky switches and not super annoying and really satisfying to use and feel. And this is the opposite, the click jackets, like the Cherry Blues and Gateron Blues. But as I'll show you at the end of this video and you'll see in the sound test, they aren't as annoying as some of those other click jacket switches. Psst, last thing before the sound test. I kind of hate the word speed switches, good for gaming. They're not that much faster. And I'd argue 9 out of 10 people who type on these versus non-speed switches wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, the actuation force, the operating force, is like 50 grams, totally normal, not any faster or lighter, but the pre-travel, the spring travels this far down in order to like activate the switch, is 1.4 millimeters. It's only 1.8 millimeters for non-speed switches. And quite frankly, like the Akko Silvers are some of my favorite speed switches. Those are 1 millimeter. These are 1.4, like 3.5-ish millimeter bottom out. Like they're not that much faster. So if you're looking for a gaming competitive edge, maybe you'll get it. Maybe you won't. I'm here to tell you, I think speed switches are just marketing and branding, and you'll never be able to tell a difference. But now that grumpy old Pete has got that off his mind, let's actually move in and see how they sound and feel, then come back after the sound test and comparison videos. I'm going to compare it to the Cherry Blues, Box Jades, Box Pinks. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on how they sound, they feel, and whether or not I can officially recommend them. Let's go, old. Let's sum this up with a little bit of Pete's thoughts. Sound, feel, my recommendation. Sound. The most muted clicky switch I have personally typed on. Muted. Almost in a good way, so you don't annoy people, and it's not overly high-pitched, clicky, ringy. Like, it's not that. It's very muted, and I'm gonna say crackly. It's more of a crackly, muted clicky switch sound, except for the stabilizer switches, the space bar, inner bar, stuff like that. I really love the way these sound on the stabilizer switches. They're different. They definitely have a much higher pitched click, but it's almost like they accentuate the lower end thok as well. So you actually have like the best of both worlds. It's like the barbell. Not a whole lot of sound in the middle, high pitched, low pitched put together. You can't tell right here, probably, but I actually really love that. Go back and listen to the sound test. You'll see what I mean. Like whenever I'm hitting that space bar and the inner keys, ooh, I like it. I really do. Also, forgot to mention this earlier, the click bar switches, box shades, box pinks, box navies, all those, they click down and when you release. That's part of what makes them so crunchy. When you like press them in, these do not. These are like the cherry blues. They click, not when you release, just on the way down. Just side note. But Pete, how do they feel? They feel normal. I don't know. Neither good nor bad. Not particularly stiff or light. I definitely don't think they're like overly super fast and speedy. You'll never notice, really. It's just a tactile switch. It's got a little pleasant bump. It's not anything to write home about, but it's not annoying. I don't know, they feel fine. What do you want from me? They feel fine. All right, recommendation time here. If you want a clicky switch that is still clicky, but not annoying, and not over the top clicky, like the box jades, this is the perfect clicky switch for you. I don't think you should care about the speed, best for gaming. I don't think you're gonna notice a difference there. I like that it's more muted and therefore not annoying. It sounds and feels better than a cherry blue, but it's not over the top, crunchy, clicky, metallic-y like the box jades, pinks, all the click bar switches. It's a good medium. And quite frankly, I really love the way the space bar, the stabilizer keys, I love the way they sound and feel. Like one of my better typing experiences ever. The other keys are just a muted clicky switch. It's clicky, but it's hardly noticeable. They're soft, they're crackly, they feel fine. You don't want an over the top box jade, but you don't want a kind of annoying Gateron blue. This is a good switch for you. And they're cheap-ish, they're affordable. That's great. I feel like this is one of those videos where I don't actually say anything other than, yeah, they're fine. They get an A-. What do you want? All right. With that said, I am going to go old now, and I hope to see you guys later. Let me know what you think about the Kailh Speed Golds in the comments. If you know how a click jacket works, inform us in the comments. I would love to hear it. And on that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Go old, get 'em, Tiger.